You've got to be counting the ones to the cup and not the ones to the water.
What?
You've got to be counting the ones to the cup.
Yeah, cool. I'll tell you what the quote.
Your question, but it's not
Yeah. Sorry.
Start with like your name and your age, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course. My name's Josh. I'm 30. Married. Have a family. Yeah, that's me.
How did you find out about the bakery? How was the position made available to you?
So this is back in February 24. I'll always remember it. I worked in the gym at that time, and it was in the afternoon, and one of the ladies who run the employment hub, she came over to the gym, and she was pointing at me, but I didn't think it was me. I thought it was the guy behind me. So there was a big old miscommunication there. So about 5 minutes later I went over, and she was like, come outside. So I came outside, and that's when I met Will. Will was there, and she introduced him, just said that he is looking to start employing people from our establishment, and she thought of me straight away, and then obviously all the checks had to be done, so it took a bit of time, but yeah.
What was the environment like when you arrived?
Well, for me, it was a bit daunting, because I gave myself stigma of where I was and where I came from. So I just thought, people might treat me differently. Not Will, but obviously just people. But when I got in there, you could just feel the energy was completely different, and I'd set myself up with all these defensive barriers, and straight away I was just like, okay, no, that's, it's okay, Will was very accommodating. My first job was to fry donuts. He let me do that. I remember that. So I fried the donuts, made some croissants, did a bit of piping, and then he took me back. And in the car he asked me. He said, "I'll never forget." He said, "How was it?" I said, "Well, today was the first day I ever felt that I wasn't a criminal for a very long time." I said, "I just felt like I was a normal person. So I thank you for that, And he said, "Well, that's what we want to do." So it was a little special moment for me, bless him. So, yeah.
These are the tradition rolls.
Yeah, these are the little ones I've got in my hand. Basically, you have to put these in now, let them prove for a bit longer.
Yeah.
And then we'll be baking them later once they've risen. And
Right. What do the rice cakes do?
stops the dough from sticking to the cloth. From the couche, it's called a couche, this. Separate them. And we'll leave these on this rack here beside me for about an hour, maybe a bit longer, and when we think they're ready, and then we'll bake them. That's the tradition. They're the baguettes behind you. We'll start them in a bit. And Jacob says, start them. That's over 100 baguettes there. Jacob, shall I start the baguettes? It's up to you. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, they're gonna need to. Yeah.
Ready, aren't they?
What's your name and age?
Craig Green, I'm 43.
Tell me about your last month in jail before employment compared to your first month in jail as a working man.
Well, since I've been in the decap before I got, it was boring because nothing to do, and I got overwhelmed when I got the job. Like, I actually got emotional because where I've done 5.5 years in closed conditions, and then I come to there, and when Will offered me the job, it was actually I've never felt that way. I actually felt emotional. Even when I rang my wife and told her I got a job, it was like, I can't explain it.
Do you feel that there's constantly people watching over you, or do you feel like it's quite a passive environment?
No, yeah, it's relaxed. Will just lets us get on with our job that we have to do. He trusts us, even if we make a mistake. Now, if it was me, I've got businesses myself, and people do something wrong, you tend to. But Will, like, one time he got me to do all the baking, like in the ovens, and I burnt everything. Literally burnt it all. And he no, don't worry, you do it again next Saturday. And he trusted me to do it the next Saturday on my own again, and I never burnt anything. So yeah, Will's a good person.
How does earning money make you feel?
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a very broad question in a sense of with the answers. So obviously working there is amazing. Obviously I'm learning all the different skills, and I'm a normal person. And it's obviously not being in the establishment, I'm away, which is a bonus in itself. But my biggest regret and my biggest guilt was not being able to provide for my wife and my son. So whether it would be 10 quid, £100, £1,000, it doesn't matter. Being able to send money back to my wife was probably one of the biggest things to me. One of the biggest weights came off my shoulder when I was able to send her money and say, look, take this, put it towards some bills, save a little bit of money, whatever you need to do with it, it's there.
But some people go to jail and they spend thousands of pounds getting people sending me money, sending them this, sending them that. I just never. All I got was £30 a week sent in, that was it. I didn't have any extras, didn't have DVD player, didn't have stereo for the whole time. Just because I was thinking, rather than spend it on myself, I'm in jail. The Queen's got me. Why give her money? You understand? But people spend thousands in jail. But obviously, if I had to spend things on my wife and kids, that's different. You know, I don't mind. But I'm stuck in a room at the end of the day.
So we're going to try and put on a tray today so that it's expand a bit bigger.
Oh, okay.
Keep the height up. So, how many trays?
Wait for next time then, aren't they?
Yeah, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there anyway. Right, yeah.
So on paper.
Yeah, paper. Go for it. 11 trays normal.
Do you think the release from temporary license has aided in your preparation for release?
Yes, I would say so. I didn't know it was actually a thing. I didn't know, prisons did it. I went into prison, my wife was pregnant. And now I go home 3 times a month. You know, I can be a father, I can be a dad, I can be a good husband. But also it's about building that bond with my son as well. And with my wife, you know, building on our marriage. Because it's not just a strain on me, it's probably just as much as her. I mean, the saying is, you know, it's not just you that does the sentence, your family does too. So, yes, it does help because I'm learning to be a father. You know, it's not like a book you can pick up and read it and you've aced it. It's, I mean, we all know there's always lessons. You know, you tell a child not to do something, they're going to do it anyway. So yeah, for me, definitely. Although it's a double-bladed sword because you then have to leave them. Everyone's so focused of going out, can't wait to go, that you forget about coming back, and that's hard. Leaving your family to then go back is probably one of the hardest things as well.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the bakery. The bakery is helping me a lot. It's helping me get through my time I have left. I'm getting to go home every month for 5 days now to see the family, which is good, yeah. So Will's helped me a lot. I do thank Will for what he's done. He's a nice person to even give us a chance. At the end of the day, we're prisoners. For him to even go through the process of getting us, being able to get us jobs, and which is, my hat goes off to him now.
What do you think would happen, or how do you think you'd feel if you were to lose?
I'd be devastated. I'd be devastated. I really would. Like, people come. I've been in jail 5.5 years, so I've been in CCATs where people have come back from DCATs, and all they say is, "Oh shit, it's not what it makes out to be." Now I told my family if I would have messed around in jail, I got given 7.5 years. On my 4.5 year mark, I had 3 years left. I got to DCAT because I'd done everything I could. I'd done all the courses. I was good. I was polite to the gubs, And I said to my wife and kids, I'm getting to decal on my 3-year mark. And I did, I made it on my 3 year. But if I was messing around taking drugs or selling drugs or get up to no good, I wouldn't have got my decal. But yeah, I'd be devastated if I lost my job, to be truthful. Or even if I went back to a C cap, yeah, it'd be hard.
Are you aware of what sort of other opportunities are available to prisoners? Like, is this one of the more desirable?
This is the best job in the jail. Fact. Best job in the jail. There isn't a better job than this job. It's not just what you do, it's who you're with, your team, your manager, the product. Second to none, best job in the jail. Best job. Got the best boss, good working hours, good banter, there's a good atmosphere. Take pride in what you do. You should do anyway. We all do. Yeah. It's this or it's factory work, which is what? Robotic. It's not for everyone, you know. We have the best job in the jail. I came into this place with Jacob one time, and we were meeting Will. So we got the coffees and we waited. I stood just by that pillar there, and he said, "You know, Josh, that's your bread on the wall." And I said, "No, it's not. It can't be." And I looked at it and I was like, "That is my bread." And at that same moment, a member of the public came in. He ordered himself a coffee, and he said, "Could I get a loaf? It was seeded bread. For your seeded bread, please." And he was right there in front of me, and I watched this person. He no idea who I was, will never see me again, doesn't know my story. Come in, buy my product, and leave. It was like one of the proudest moments I've had in a sense of what I've achieved. You know, it was like, wow, you know, that's me. And it can't get better than that.